Chef Candace Conley with A Girl Can Cook joins us in the kitchen this morning with a summer recipe for us. Thank you for being here, Candace.
Of course, always.
Well, what are we going to make today? Because, again, it always smells delicious.
Well, it's hot outside, so we don't want to heat up the kitchen, and it's a good idea to have fresh ingredients, especially if you have like a garden or something. And this is a chopped salad. The great thing about a chopped salad is you just throw everything in the bowl. There's no particular order, and so kind of no rules, you know.
I
so
like
it's kind
that.
of fun. Yeah.
And obviously we know tomatoes grow really well in Oklahoma. A lot of tomato growers in Oklahoma, and that is one of the star ingredients, nutritionally and color-wise. This just pops.
Yeah, it just pops. So this is a chopped Greek salad. So we're going Mediterranean again.
Yes.
One of my favorites. So we're going to start with tomatoes. These are grape tomatoes, so they're little. And when you chop them, they're easier to chop. So you don't have to go through all the, trying to figure out how you're going to get into that tomato and all the tomato goo and everything.
Right, the beef steaks, they just have a lot of
They have a lot of stuff going on. So this is
Right.
just nice and compact and keeps everything organized and neat. Then we're going to go with some red onion. This is, when I chopped it, this one is really strong because red onion can be really strong. When it is, means the flavor is great.
And this has to be a red onion, in your opinion. We're not going to do yellow or white onions in this. The red onion flavor, it's got to be there for you.
I just think that it just is consistent with Greek cooking and Greek flavors, and I just like it better for this.
And red onions are really good raw. I think it's the best of the onions when you just are trying to eat it raw. Wouldn't you agree?
Yes, but they really hang with you, so a little bit goes a long way.
And maybe not eating it like an apple, but putting it on your salad or your sandwich, it's just, I wouldn't do that really with a white onion necessarily.
Yeah, this is my preference.
That's great.
So then we have to have cucumber. So this is chopped cucumber, and this is an English hothouse cucumber, which has a very thin skin, very small seeds, so you don't have to peel it or seed it.
Interesting. And I was going to ask, too, about the tomatoes. So what's your view on this salad and draining tomatoes versus just cutting them and putting everything in there? How do you do it?
This, because it is a really lightly dressed salad, it's nice to have all that tomato juice. Don't go overboard with it, but a little bit of tomato juice really adds a lot of flavor to it.
I like that, because sometimes you want to drain it. You want to get all the moisture out of the moisture-heavy vegetables and fruits, but sometimes it's nice to have a little in there.
Exactly. So now we're going to add a little dried oregano, and this is personal preference. If you really like oregano, add a lot. I love dried oregano, so I put quite a bit in, and it stands up well to all those big flavors. Then you need a little salt and pepper, of course.
The dried oregano, you prefer that for this recipe?
Yes, well, fresh oregano, if you have it, that would be nice, but this will, the flavor hangs in there longer when it's a dried herb.
Right, and some things you buy out of a can, or some things you buy dried, and it's not as good as fresh, but oregano in this application is just going to hang in.
A lot of dried herbs are that way. Then we have a white wine vinegar. It's just like a splash.
And that's pretty much the dressing, I guess, like if
a little bit of olive oil, and that's it. It's oil and vinegar, and then we're going to stir it now a little bit, and then we're going to put the feta. Because everything better with feta.
Ooh, feta is so good. I mean, I like it all, though. I like feta. I like goat cheese. I like mozzarella. I like Parmesan. I like eating chunks when my wife is trying to cook and I'm cutting off a chunk of cheese while she's trying to cook and says, where did it go?
Exactly.
Love cheese.
We put this in at the end so that you can see that you have feta and it doesn't become like a creamy dressing because it'll break down really easily.
Well, it is Taste Test Tuesday, and I'm going to dig in here. Even though this is our model ingredient here, I'm just going to break it in. And obviously, with the summer Mediterranean, you've got to love Mediterranean this time of year.
Yeah.
I love that because the cheese pops out. The tomato really is the star.
Yeah.
But the dressing is just what you want. You wouldn't want that traditional creamy dressing. It's so light.
Doesn't weigh you down.
The flavors here.
Good.
Perfect.
Great.
Warm seasoned treat. So this is, once again, chopped Greek salad.
Yes.
Can you do this in a pita?
You could do it in a pita. You could add pasta to it. You could add grilled chicken or shrimp. You can do all kinds of things with it.
Well, Candace Conley, thank you so much for our Taste Test Tuesday. We appreciate it.
Of course.